The iPad 2. iPad is a tablet product used by many people. A tablet, by comparison, is portable and light compared to a laptop. I prefer to work on a tablet when I am doing simple tasks like internet surfing or checking my email. iPad has external consistency. All Apple products are operated by iOS, so they share all the same interfaces. The interfaces are composed in the same way, so it is more memorable, which leads people to continue to use the same brand of products. The iPad also has well-designed visibility. The icon reflects their functions well, which is in line with fixed mental models, which explains that icons are designed to be intuitively recognized. For example, the calendar icon is using an actual calendar, but with a simplified image. This is found in the iPad menu, which appears as randomly listed icons on the screen. In contrast to the disorder, there is also menu nesting, which is done by clicking one of the listed options and placing it in a specific category, as seen here. This allows users to group the icons as they prefer. It is a wonderful example of user-centered design. While using the iPad, I had trouble with the application shutting down, but there was no clear feedback. Without knowing the reason, I had to restart many programs. I think it would be better for the product if it provided more feedback to inform the user of the problem. Bosch Drill Cordless Drill. This is a small handy drill that is used to assemble furniture. I usually buy furniture from IKEA, so all the parts need to be assembled using a drill. It is durable and able to endure the shock of building while still maintaining a compact structure. It is well designed. First, it has great affordance. It is shaped to fit perfectly in the hand. The hand grip allows the user to intuitively know how to hold a drill. There is also high safety, as all the bits are detachable. The sharp bits can only be attached while the drill is not in use. Next, it is aesthetically consistent with other Bosch products. Bosch emphasizes design using two distinct colors in their products. Red and blue are their representative colors. It makes their brand consistent across the various products. Otherwise, it is not naturally mapped. It also comes with buttons that move right or left depending on which direction you want to screw or unscrew. Despite my expectations, however, whenever I move the button to the right, the screw moves in the opposite direction, and vice versa. In order for the design to be better, this function should be corrected. In general, it is good for assembling home projects. Samsung MP3 player, also called P2. Before the smartphone was developed, many people carried MP3 players. Even still, the MP3 player is an essential item for me. It has apparent visibility. For instance, it shows a note for musical function. It is analogous, reflecting the knowledge already had by the common user. Also, most of the icons used in P2 resemble to the object arbitrarily. For these reasons, the functions are easily recalled. In addition, text and background color have high contrast for greater legibility. For example, the black background makes white text more visible and thereby legible. The product also increases legibility by using mixed case. Overall, the MP3 looks classic and clean, creating a more comfortable effect. Some people think the color choice was poor. However, it is a classic color and goes well with any other colors. P2 is angular, sharp, and pointy, which creates the opposite effect of the color. For these reasons, it would be a better design if the product had curves to create a comfortable feeling for users. Runkeeper application. This application is designed for the avid and occasional runner. It recognizes the user's needs and requirements. The typical runner wants to keep track of their body's progress, and this app allots for that, incorporating optional records of weight, height, goals, distance, and of course, musical preference. There is also the option of posting your progress on social media, which allows runners to be held accountable for their progress. It is all very easy to use as well. The menus are well organized, promoting recognition, which allows the user to keep from feeling overwhelmed in using a new app. The app also follows pleasure models of contour bias, including curved edges for icons, which creates a positive feel, with blue and green colors that promote a feeling of trust and safety. Lastly, the application follows usability goals, opening up to a map that utilizes GPS technology to locate the runner's position and track them as they go. It is effective, recording necessary data for the runner, efficient in allowing the user's data to be in one location, and easy memorability as the icons are consistent with that of what one would believe them to be. A wrench to indicate the tools bar, a camera for photo taking, and a trash can to delete unnecessary information. Visco application. This is an application I use to take photographs with. There are some definite positives and negatives to this app. First, it does not utilize consistency, meaning that the transferability is not seamless from other typical products to this one, which decreases learnability within the application. I first noticed this when I was beginning to use the application and making mistakes, losing my way within the app. On certain pages, I could swipe backwards and it would take me to the page I was previously on. Then on other pages, swiping backwards would do nothing, and I would remain lost. This is also not helped by the lack of consistent icons. There are random unknown icons even still to me, and I have been using the application for a long while. Having said that, there are many positives. Once the user is more experienced in the app, two usability goals are met: effectiveness and efficiency. Effectiveness is how well a product does what it should, and this product is made for improving photographic quality and enabling editing. It allows the user to perform tasks through efficiency. All the needed tools for the user to edit photos to look better are within this app. The user is able to reach this point as the application has high aesthetic usability, keeping the background sleek and attractive, then ensures the user to come back, fully learning how to use the app. Porsche 911. The Porsche 911 steering wheel and gauges display offer a great deal of information and control, allowing the user to manage different options without removing hands from the wheel. The first notice during evaluation was that of skeuomorphism, seen by a small telephone symbol used to either answer or hang up the phone. This video demonstrates the use of safety and constraints, as it informs the user that they have entered a specific mode of the vehicle, in this case, the launch control feature. This is reflected by a yellow triangle message with a description of what the car is doing. The use of yellow as a warning or safety color is demonstrated well here. The launching process also exemplifies feedback from the vehicle, which is felt by the driver as it accelerates. Feedback is also seen by a highlight of the gauge that is to be selected as you are able to sort through the menu. The problem with such a large variety of options is the increased performance load, especially paired with driving, It is fair to recognize the heavy cognitive load placed upon the user in these situations. On top of the load, the mapping for these buttons comes off very unnatural, as the phone buttons are on opposite sides of the wheel in comparison to one another. User goals dictates efficiency as primary, whereas with this design it seems that was not taken into consideration. The proposed fix for this is the movement of the buttons to a more naturally mapped area, thus making them easier to use. Finally, a reduction in load by removing other gauges and making buttons with less responsibility would promote a better driving experience for the user. Keurig 2.0. The Keurig is the latest and greatest single-cup coffee pot that uses small K-cups to individually whip up cups of fresh coffee. Taking it from the top, the machine very quickly violates Norman's law, as its appearance does little to inform the user as to its capabilities or actions. The machine features only one button, with a touch screen that is far from easy to articulate. The brewer, however, does match the contour bias and features mostly rounded off edges with soft curves on nearly every part, minus the water container. I found the screen to be fairly legible, but easily overlooked at 6 in the morning, which is the prime coffee hour. Learnability falls short on this machine as well. There is a process to select the amount of coffee, which automatically defaults to 6 ounces after each use. This is something that took time to understand. Nothing is more frustrating than ending up with a splash of coffee when the user expects more. I suppose this is also a cruel form of classical conditioning brought on by the user. A simple suggestion to improve this design would be to allow a sort of memory to maintain the set amount of coffee being brewed each time. iTunes. It would be safe to assume that all users of Apple products have become very familiar with iTunes, as it is required to make nearly all of their products function. Starting off with color, everything from the icon to the menus options reflects a lighter shade of blue. This promotes a more calming sensation as opposed to everything being, say, red or neon green. The biggest frustration with this program is the ability to sort and navigate the separate menus presented that change with the device being connected or removed. Menu design suggests certain structures be placed organizing the format of the content. With iTunes, the user adding songs in different orders completely ruins that concept, making large libraries extremely difficult to sort. Error messages on the program also seem a bit strange, as the drag and drop boxes simply appear within X, rather than providing any sort of reasoning why I cannot put the song in the playlist. It is clear that the designed use for this program was surrounded around the idea of providing users with music organization. The problem is that the phones or tablets now connected have become advanced, and the only method of making them interact with the computer is the iTunes program. I suggest that the programmers reevaluate the user's needs and shifting the program to an all-around support for the computer interaction rather than being biased towards just music.